how is my calorie calculator different than a free one that you can find online? Let's break it down. So first things first, on a free online calorie calculator, it's going to ask your age, your height, your weight, your activity level. It might also ask you what your goal is. Lose weight, gain weight, maintain weight. It's going to be quite simple like that. And what those online versions and things are going to do is spit out a single number, right? So if you tell it that you're 5'5", you weigh 150 pounds, you're lightly or moderately active, and you want to maintain your weight, it's going to recommend, I'm just guessing, that you eat about 2,000 calories. And depending on the website, it may or may not tell you how much protein, how many carbs, and how much fat. It also recommends based on your inputs, right? So it's going to be a non-dynamic single number, and it's going to not differentiate between fat loss or muscle gain, right? It's going to say maintain your weight, gain weight, or lose weight. My calorie calculator is going to take all of those inputs. It's also going to mathematically calculate if if you're more active, that means more calorie burn. If you're taller, that means more calorie burn. If you weigh more, that's more calorie burn. So it's going to take the equations that are used in nutrition science to calculate calorie needs. And it's also going to take into account your goal. And then it's going to create a 10-week schedule based on where you need to go to achieve your goal. But the other difference between my calorie calculator and the free versions out there are that mine is also going to ask you how much you're currently eating. So for example, let's say you're only eating 1,500 calories right now. You go to an online calorie calculator, you tell it your info, and it says that you should be consuming 2,000 calories to maintain your weight. But you're only consuming 1,500. And if you just add 500 calories to your daily consumption, you're going to gain fat. You could give yourself constipation, you could give yourself headaches, you could generally not feel well because you're going from 1,500 to 2,000. So what you actually need to do, what the appropriate device would actually do, is tell you how to go from 1,500 to 2,000. And that's what my calorie calculator will do for you. It'll say, okay, you're at 15, we need you to get to 2,000 to, for example, grow muscle. And the way that you're going to do that is you're going to follow this next 10-week schedule, and you're going to eat this proportion of carbs, this proportion of protein, and this proportion of fats. And by doing that, you are going to achieve the goals. And when you enter those data points into my calorie calculator, it's also going to pop up, all this explanation in text is going to pop up based on what you say, and I'm going to explain to you, literally just like how I am now, why I may or may not recommend certain things for you specifically, right? So you can also kind of try out the different macro formulas. So you can click around and see what's the difference between a high protein formula, what's the difference between a more of a balanced formula or a high carb formula, right? And you'll be able to see how that changes what I recommend you consume. Because in my experience, most of you guys don't know if you feel better eating more fats, eating more carbs, or eating more protein. And the best way to figure that out is by simply just to run a test, literally for a few weeks at a time, eat more protein, eat more carbs, eat more fats, and then kind of like report back either to a coach or honestly just to yourself. So the biggest difference between my not free calorie calculator and macro schedule and a free version is that mine is going to be dynamic, mine is going to have explanations, and mine is going to have more nuance. There's more nuance. So it's not just spitting out a single number, it's giving you a 10-week plan, it's explaining that 10-week plan, and it's also going to let you rework that as often as you want, right? So you want to start right now, you want to do a mini cut, great. Then you want to maintain, awesome. Then you want to maybe reverse diet later next year, awesome. You can do all of that. And every time you restart from scratch, you're going to be entering your current calories in. So it's going to keep calibrating and keep adjusting as you go. And this is how you see sustainable results. This is what I do with my one-on-one clients. So this is basically automating that process for like $35. And it's showing you literally what I recommend. Now, there's always going to be special cases. There's always going to be people who don't quite fall into a particular bucket and where maybe like a range of values makes the most sense for them. So maybe eating a blend of high protein and high carb actually is how they feel their best. But ultimately, like, this tool is, I'm so proud of it, and my husband helped me build the logic in it, and he is a master data scientist, so he takes kind of everything that I wanted to share and made sure that we blended it with the science, and also using the proper math, to be honest with you, to spit out the right numbers. So I'm super proud of this product. It's hopefully still very affordable for most of you at $35, and I really hope that you see the value, because we really did try to fill it with as much meaningful data to make it as amazing and possible for you. So I hope that makes sense.